So we have made our way through the first month of the season, and I'll be honest, with our record being pretty good, it's not bad at 12-6, but there is something that I'm noticing through the first two games, through the first two streams so far, in games that we've played, the Deceivers game and this game, and that is that this team has very little switchability defensively in the backcourt, and it's becoming a little bit of a problem, to be honest. So as you guys can see, what we're going to be doing is this Saturday night, okay, on Codename Saturday Night Live, we're going to be playing this December 31st matchup against the Charlotte Hornets, who have been such a huge surprise so far this season. LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller have been crazy on that team. But what I want to do is I want to play a game for you boys on a video, like we always do. So I wanted to play this Christmas Day matchup against the 76ers. I don't think we've ever played the 76ers on the channel. So I'm going to simulate up to that game. We'll go back and look through some of the box scores, but I have a trade in mind, something that I want to do to make this team better in the backcourt, okay? Now, I want you guys to work with me on this, because as we look at this team, again, like I said, with Hardy being our ace, our number one guy, he's 6'3", okay? That's not bad, but putting him at the 1 is my long-term plan for this season. That's what I think we need to do. I feel like that's what we need to do to be successful. But you guys left your comments, and of course, as always, I have listened to them. So there is a couple of guys that are on the block and a trade that I have in mind. If I can pull it off, if I can make it work, it's going to be something. It's going to be the first Badgers blockbuster of Generation 3, my boys, and it's going to be something that I think will be game-changing for us. Excuse the pun. So before anything else, let's go ahead and simulate up to this December 25th matchup with the 76ers. And then we'll go back and we'll look through the box scores and see how we did. Bro, the injuries are going to hurt us. If we keep getting injured this year, it's going to hurt. So we've made it to Christmas Day, our Christmas Day matchup with the Philadelphia 76ers. And as you can see, we sit at 21-11. 21-11, not bad, really not bad at all. Let's go back and take a look at some of these box scores, though, after the 25th and see how we did. So taking an L to the Pelicans, obviously tough, man. Zion, Justin Edwards, Malik Thomas, Darren Peterson, that team is very, very solid, man. And Sebastian Wynn, again, this is one of those guys. He's another one that does not, what he does doesn't show up in the box score always. Hardy, who's had a great season so far, man. Let's see. I just want to see, just out of curiosity. Still at 27 points per game. I mean, that's his wheelhouse right there. 5 of 11 from 3 in this one. Couldn't get it done, though. And we drop by 6 points to New Orleans. Then moving on, we took 2 in a row. One from Boston, the other one from Memphis. Kristaps putting up big numbers in this one, but it didn't matter because Hardy and Jaren Jackson were on one. They were just on one, my boys. I just want to see it again. Man, Holland was at like 19 points a game last we checked. He's now averaging 22. Take a look at the Grizzlies game. We beat them by a lot. 23-point victory here. 25 from Hardy, 25 from Wayne, 24 from Holland, and then 22 from Keontae George. I'm noticing Dillingham is, not in a lot of these box scores here. Real quick, let's take a look. Ja Morant and Cam Boozer, man, they're just running things over there. I don't know if it's translating to wins for them yet, but let's see. They're 20-16, so it is. That duo is doing big things over there. The Knicks game, Hardy dropping 31, Jaren Jackson 19, 7, 2, 2, and 2. Good game for him. Very efficient game from the boys. Kuminga put up 28 and 12. Prosper Hale, the newly acquired Prosper Hale, putting up 28 and 2 in this one, 28, 2, and 3. Chase Lane now getting playing time, and Terrence Martin, the Beast, putting up 16 in that one. But we did lose by 5. But then we beat the Mavericks by 2. Mavericks, very tough team. Cam, Judah, and Luka doing work, man. Cam and Judah both having 34 in this game is wild, but we did pull it out. Hardy, Keontae George, Holland, Grady Dick. Haven't heard his name very much because he's been getting injured, but nonetheless, very, very good game for him. And let's take a look here. We took a 1-point loss to the T-Wolves. Garway Dual, Anthony Edwards, man, Karl Anthony Towns. That is one heck of a trio as well. Wayne Carmichael, Hardy doing big things in this one. Holland has been phenomenal. He's just been quietly phenomenal, to be honest with you. The Bulls, we beat the Bulls by 19. But Donovan Bailey, Ty Dwyer, Jaime Jaquez, the newly acquired free agent, they had good games. Donovan Bailey, 5 of 15 from 3. He's putting them up, man. For a big man at 7'3", he is putting them up, and he's having a breakout season. I mean, he had a good year last year as well, so I really can't, say a breakout season. But this kid is man, he's a goon. Honestly, like, the fact that he can shoot makes me wish that we had him instead of Wayne, to be honest. But the Bulls would never give him up. I can't imagine any scenario where they get, even for Wayne, to be honest with you. Hardy, Holland, 24 and 22 respectively. Not a bad game. I'm noticing, though, that Hardy's not putting up like those 40-point games that he normally does, and then we get crushed by the defending champions, man. Wow, that first quarter really hurt us. We just never recovered from that first and third quarter there. Garland, Mitchell, Mobley, 28 up for all three of them, bro. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Hardy with 30, Holland with 15. Keontae George has been impressive. I'm impressed with what he's done so far, man. We went on a bit of a winning streak, 5-game winning streak here, starting off with a 34-point dub over the Golden State Warriors. Hardy and Holland each with 35. Jaren Jackson with 24. And again, just quietly brilliant from Keontae George. Ace Bailey, this was the game where I think I put him back, and then he got injured again. But Steph Curry and his farewell tour has just been crazy, bro. 29 points a game. Kwame Evans, this kid, bro, he just came out of nowhere. Second-round pick, right? Did not play in Miami, went to Golden State, and now all of a sudden is just him. I mean, this dude, 21, 10, and 2. That's a guy to watch out for when they start their rebuild. He really, he's just so good. Then we take a big dub, 22 points over the Phoenix Suns. LaShawn Addison, Devin Booker. They didn't really do much. Miles Turner, you would have thought this would have been a little bit of a revenge game for him, but not a whole lot from that big three either. Booker, Durant, Beal, definitely getting up there in age, but Ron Hollins, he shut the door on that, bro. He said youth is taking over, my boys. So we take a big dub there. And then our first game in this 2-week span against the Sixers, bro. Huge 33-point dub. Crazy. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come. But Maxey and Tuffin leading the way for the Sixers. Embiid, he's injured, bro. He's not even in the lineup. He's injured, and that makes me wonder, is he injured for our game? He probably is. Hardy put up 26, Holland with 25. They have just led the way. The trade that I'm thinking of, though, that I'm going to show you guys in a second, is going to take some of the pressure off of Holland so that he doesn't have to be that offensive stalwart. He can be the guy on defense, and that's what I want him to be, right? I want him to be a scorer, but I want his defense to be at a championship level, okay? That's what we really, really want. And I think he can be that. Him and Ace both, bro. They're both goons on the defensive side of the ball. We take a 6-point dub over the Spurs. Wemby and Sadiq Bey, along with Jaleel Bethea, who's been just phenomenal this season so far. 27, bro, this dude, he's obviously in the running for most improved, if not leading the way. Jaylen Brown, not very efficient. Well, not bad. I mean, not bad. You know, 47, 48%, whatever that is, 46, whatever. It's not. And he's scoring 20 points a game. DJ Wagner, bro, this team has been really good. Look at, they're one of the tops in the conference, too. What are they? They're 20 and 13. So they're up there in the West for sure. But we beat them. And that's all that matters. Hardy put up 27. Holland 22, 10 and 3. Just another. Keontae George, bro, I'm telling you. Off the bench, he has been absolutely phenomenal, which makes me even more excited about the trade that I want to make. If he can do that, if he can continue to do that off of our bench. A 43-point win over the poor Portland Trailblazers, bro. Holland with 42, 9, and 4 with 3 steals. Legendary game, and he actually shot well from 3 in this one. Grady putting up 32, 7, and 3. He's finally, when he's healthy, he's on, bro. But I don't know what we're going to do with him. Because he only signed a 1-year deal. Because we matched a 1-year deal that he was offered. And I don't know what to do with him because I can't afford to give him a bag. And he's not going to sign for less. But look at that first quarter. We 52 to 19. Bro, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Poor Portland. Scoot and Jared McCain, Shaden Sharp, them 3 right there, man. That makes me, and then Lynn Sessions, and then a couple of the rookies they have. It makes me think that there's some hope over there. They have talent, but it just hasn't come together. And then we took a very tough 2-point loss to the Thunder, led by Bansa and SGA. Man, Chet had a great game as well. But look at that game from SGA. 29, 4, and 13. Even had 2 blocks, bro. 2 blocks. Count them, 2. Hardy put up 34. Wayne with just a Wayne Carmichael game, right? 25, 18, 5, 2, and 3 on 11 of 18. Only 2 turnovers. I mean, this dude is just... And I feel like when you look at a box score like this, right, Hardy, it's an overtime game, right? He tried to be the hero, but 2 of 12 from 3 isn't going to get it done. And I feel like I said, when Holland has this type of game, which isn't a bad game, there is somebody that I want to add to this that I think will take some of that pressure off. I really do. I think that it will, if we can get it done. And now is when I want to talk about it, because we've gotten through the box scores. Let's go and take a look, and hopefully I can make this work, because this, as you've probably seen from the thumbnail, is going to be a 3-teamer if we can pull it off. It is possible. Let's take a look. So between messing around with this trade and communicating with our subscriber GM, Dominic, who is the GM of the Seattle Sonics, who wanted to move on from Castle, Stephon Castle, that's the guy that you guys said you wanted me to go out and get. This is the trade that they just countered with, okay? Now, I tried to get this done without giving up Jaren Jackson. They are having no parts of it. However, they were willing to give us back Denny Avdia. Now, I know some of you guys have mentioned wanting Denny on the squad, and this does it. Now, let me explain really fast what my thinking is here, okay? We have had Ace Bailey coming off the bench. Now, I know he's had durability concerns a little bit, right? But him and Holland, as good as they are defensively and the length that they give us, this is with an eye toward the future, okay? Jaren Jackson is aging a bit. He's definitely not in the progression phase of his career right now. He's not in his prime. He's going to be regressing at some point soon. Right now, this does a couple of things for us. It frees up cap space in case we do want to re-sign Castle, and we definitely are going to need to give a contract to Ron Holland, because that's going to be a thing this offseason. So freeing up the Jaren Jackson money, bringing in Avdia, who's also in a contract year, so we can let him walk or try to re-sign him, whatever we want to do. But these two guys fit on this team like a glove, okay? It gives us switchability and defense in the backcourt, most importantly. It puts Hardy next to a 6'6", 6'7", he's in between 6'6" and 6'7". It puts him next to Stephon Castle, who is an absolute dog on defense. Collier was a decent defender, okay? But his game is more towards attacking the rim, and he's just a decent defender. Castle is one of those types of guys that could be like all NBA first team defense. That's the type of thing. That's his type. He could be an all defensive type of guy. So this trade, I feel like, makes a lot of sense for us. It really, really makes a lot of sense. We do have to give up that 2031 first rounder from us, but bear in mind, we've got the Risks 2030 pick, which is top 5 protected, and then in 2028 next season, we've got the Bucks pick and our own pick. So we have picks coming up. So giving up that 2031 pick is not detrimental to us. But this is the trade, as you can see, man. We are giving up Jaren Jackson and Dillingham. Now, again, we had to give them something that was going to, push the needle, and this was it. Dillingham, as much as I wanted to have this guy work out here, it's just, I think you guys were seeing it, and a lot of you guys were commenting on it, that our size was hurting us. So, like I said, I got it to the point where they countered. That's what you got to do when you try these 3-team trades. You just got to try different things until they come back with a counter offer and say, we'll do this. This was the counter, because I believe I was trying to give them back a first and a second. They wanted 2 firsts, and they were willing to give Seattle back Seattle's own first from 2020 for 2029. So, again, I just feel like this trade makes us a favorite in the East. I really believe that. You boys let me know what you think, but the comments so far, that I've seen on that community post, I feel like this is what you guys wanted. This makes our future look like, dynasty. And that's what that's my boy Day in the comments said. He said, we look like a dynasty moving forward with a starting 5. And the starting 5 that I'm about to show you, if we can push this trade through, let's try it. There we go. There we go, my boys. It's a done deal. The fact that they accepted that trade, we just pulled off a 3-team trade, blockbuster trade, mind you. And I couldn't be more happy. I mean, what we're getting back, and we're freeing up money to sign the guys that we need to sign on this team, because we're not going to be going after any big name free agents. We're building this thing through the draft. We went after Jaren Jackson, and that didn't work out. He was great on defense, but he wasn't that two-way monster that I kind of wanted him to be. Wayne stepped up a lot quicker than I expected him to, and Wayne has been more of that two-way monster. That is another thing you got to bear in mind with this trade, is that we had some redundancy down low. We had Jaren Jackson and Wayne both as elite rim protectors. Now we have Wayne as our elite rim protector, and that to me is enough. So now, as you can see, this is the roster, and the lineup will be as follows, because, with Grady being injured, let's take a look. This will be our lineup. Now, you guys got to let me know. Here's what I think. I feel like that this is interchangeable. Right, this is interchangeable right here. This could be Holland at the 3, Ace at the 4, or it could be Ace at the 3, Holland at the 4. Those guys that gives us flexibility in a huge, huge way. This is what I have it like right now, but you guys let me know. I have Avdia as our 6th man at the moment because of the fact that, we've got our boy Grady is injured. But here's what I want to do. Koa Pete has been so good, and so has Keontae George. I am wondering how I should allocate these minutes, right? Like, should I do it like this, give them all 22 apiece, and just see how this goes? Because, they've all been so phenomenal. Keontae and Koa have both been phenomenal lately. So, with that being the case, I think that the game wanted Koa Pete to start. But again, Ace Bailey is way too good for us to start Koa Pete right now. And I feel like this is a breakout year for Ace if I can keep him healthy. But you guys, like I said, this is the rotation. Hardy, Stephon Castle, Ron Holland, Ace Bailey, Wayne Carmichael, which is, bro, I love this rotation. I can't even tell you how much I love this rotation. Avdia, Keontae George, Koa Pete, Caleb Gaskins, our rookie, and then I've got Sam Hauser in there right now as, just kind of a back of the bench type guy because of Grady being injured. But again, when Grady comes back, our bench unit, man, is strong, and depth in the playoffs is so important. Now, again, we're not going to be able to hold on to Grady. Do we move him before the trade deadline? That's something you guys got to let me know. I really don't know whether we should do that, or if we should play towards just keeping him around and letting him walk for nothing off of the possibility that we could make a deep playoff run this year. So now I want to take a look at the system proficiency. We are 3.5 stars balanced, but I was actually talking to you guys recently about this. The 7 seconds being, okay, it was at 3.5 stars. It's at 3 now. But, that's a system that I love to run. But as you can see, it looks like the best system is the balanced right now. It looks like our backcourt thrives. And it looks like the only guy that doesn't really thrive in it is Wayne. But we've been running it with Wayne, and he's fine, bro. Now, with all that out of the way, let's take a look at some of the things that have been going on around the league. First of all, let's look at the standings, because obviously we want to see this. Cleveland at 25-8, bro. They're looking like a dynasty themselves. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, this team looks strong. Miami has been another surprise. Like, Miami and Charlotte, big surprises. We are in 3rd. Orlando, 21-12, having another strong season. They've been pretty consistent over the last few years. Charlotte in 5th at 19-12. Indiana right behind them. Memphis is doing very well so far, man. Ja Morant and Cam Boozer. Like I said earlier when we looked at them, they're doing well. Then it kind of drops off a bit. It looks like at from 8 seed on. 15-17 for Boston. Washington, this is one of the reasons why when we looked into their status, they were actually listed as buying. They're buying right now because I think they feel like they can accelerate their rebuild. They're at 15-19 currently. But that's a lot better than what they were last season. Let's be honest. Chicago just still, mired in mediocrity, just stuck in that limbo of being average each year or below average. 14-18. New York not performing very well. Not doing very well after the loss of Brunson and the acquisition of Jonathan Kuminga. They're only 12-18. Toronto 12-21. Brooklyn, after all those free agent pickups and the trade that they made, bringing in Jamal Murray, bringing in Trae Young, it just hasn't panned out so far. Nothing that they do seems to work. They need to just draft. They need to stop with the Kevin Garnett's and the Paul Pierces and the KDs and the Kyries and the Jamal Murrays and Trae Youngs. Draft your players, build that thing up. Stop trying to expedite it, Brooklyn. Stop. 10-19 for Brooklyn. Detroit 10-19. Milwaukee 10-24. I don't know what 2K has against Milwaukee and Boston, but I do believe they're going to be firing their coach. Their coach is on the hot seat, from what we understand. Adrian Griffin is still there, and I don't think he should be, and I don't think he's going to be for very long. The Philadelphia 76ers that we're about to play, 8-22. Embiid has been injured. We know this. And Atlanta at 8-24. We will check on that Embiid injury to see how bad it is. But Atlanta 8-24 is, that's another one of them teams that's just, they're either bad or average every year. So they got to figure something out over there as well. Denver leading the way in the Western Conference. Oklahoma City right behind them. 24-8 for Denver is really, really good, man. That team at home, 12-1. They are on a 5-game winning streak. Oklahoma City, much of the same, except they are a great road team at 16-3. Seattle, who was tops in the NBA last time we checked, is now third, still having a great season. They're also on a 5-game winning streak at 22-10. San Antonio, this is the team right here to watch, man. This is the team to watch out for. This is just a crazy good squad. New Orleans at 19-12. Dallas 19-12. Houston at 17-13. The Las Vegas Risk, bro. Absolutely insane that the Risk are 16-12 right now. An expansion team, and if you look, their differential is only 0.8. They're not scoring a whole lot, but their defense seems to be phenomenal. Golden State 17-16. Again, it'd be so cool to see Steph Curry be able to, push through one more playoff run. You know what I mean? See what he can do in his last season, because I assume this is his farewell tour. It has to be. Clippers at 16-15. Utah 15-16 on the year. Portland at 14-17. Sacramento 14-17. The other expansion team, the Deceivers, a little bit more along the lines of what I expect an expansion team to be, but still not bad for a team like this. They are on a 3-game winning streak, 12-17. Phoenix is somehow 12-22, and then at bottom of the conference here, Minnesota and LA 10-21 and 7-26. They have lost 9 games in a row. Somehow Dame Lillard and Anthony Davis have not made that thing work over there. Since LeBron retired, it has not been good. But let's go take a look at some of the league leaders. So as you can see at the top of the NBA right now, you've got Brandon Miller at 31 points per game. Bro, are you serious? They have the top 2 scorers in the NBA right now, and both of them are at 30-plus points a game. LaMelo and Brandon Miller, that team, bro, I can see now why they're doing as well as they are. Scoot right behind them, man, at almost 30 a game. Steph having a great season like we already saw. SGA, just another SGA-type year so far. Donovan Mitchell, we're still early in the year here, but as you can see, man, Wemby, De'Aaron Fox, Darius Garland, Luka has actually done a lot better over the past month because he was at 26 points a game last we checked. Looking at Anthony Edwards, just a beast, bro, just a beast, absolute monster of a guard, and I think we all knew he was going to be. Paolo having a great year, leading that Orlando team. Zion, Tatum, trying to lead that Boston team somehow, trying to pull them up, out of this rut that they're in. Tyrese Maxey, Jaleel Bethea, one of the huge surprises, and like I said, got to be front runner for most improved player. Right, and Collier's got to be right there with him, bro. Hardy is right there with him, right behind those guys, man. Reed Shepherd, just a beast. He has had an amazing month here as well. Ja right behind them at 20. Lillard at 21. Judah Mintz, who is out with a strained left hip right now, but just this guy is just crazy. He's ridiculous, bro. And I'm pretty sure Cam Thomas is on the trade block, and this guy is a big reason why they are looking to move Cam Thomas right now. Cameron Boozer, it did not take him long to establish his dominance in Memphis, man. Topic having another great season, but was out with an injury when we played them. He missed some time, but he's right back at it, bro. Right back to being the dog that he is. And then rounding out the top 30, you got Giannis at 26 a game. Trae Young in Brooklyn at 26. Shaedon Sharpe, who at one point was showing that he was actually triggered in Portland. Now it says he's satisfied, but I don't know. He might still be on the block. We're not sure. 25 and a half, 6.5, 1.5. Good numbers for Shaedon Sharpe. Cooper Flagg, who is also injured. Injuries have been a thing this season for some of these guys, but he's just had a monster year. He's going to be one of them guys that perennially is going to be an MVP candidate, or at least an all NBA team candidate every year. Cade Cunningham, 25 a game, 25-7, 5.5, great numbers. And then rounding it out, we got Jalen Green. Will Gray, I'm glad I went one more because Will Gray has just been phenomenal. Let's quickly take a look, though, at the rookie report before I lose my voice. So as you can see, Elijah Arenas has been just ridiculous. Cannot believe how amazing this kid has been. And it's just like him and Collier on that team. I got to say, I am jealous of the Las Vegas Risk. Big shout out to that team. Also, I'm going to throw it on the screen real quick. We rebranded their uniforms and their uniforms in their court a little bit. Gave them an updated logo. This team, man, I got to be honest. Like, the performance so far is just incredible. Colby Mead right behind him, having a great season. Ty Smothers, the boy Ty is just, look at those numbers, amazing. Bwana Egbuka, another great player in his own right in Chicago over there. Justin Nance has been great for the Heat. Brandon McCoy Jr., this kid, man, bro, watch out for this kid. I swear, this kid's a dog. I have no desire to play against him again. DJ Gatling, who I do believe may be in the running, if not leading, for Rookie of the Year, just because of the all-around numbers, offensively and defensively. He has been starting in place of an injured Isaiah Hartenstein, he's just been phenomenal. As you can see, Terrell Bates was injured for a while, but now is back and putting up great numbers, I should say. Price Simrel, great numbers. Gigi, why is he showing as a rookie? All right, it says years pro 1. We'll have to change that, but Gigi, not a rookie. Edie is a rookie, technically, because he was not playing prior to this. He was in the G League, but, bro, Milwaukee picks him up, gives him a chance. Wow. Teran Stokes, sprained knee right now, but putting up great numbers in Indiana for a great young team. Same with Hendricks Rose, man. Right behind him, I got to be honest. This dude made me angry. This guy made me angry. Taj Ariza, fantastic. I cannot wait until this guy I can't wait till it's his time in Seattle because I believe that is going to be the case. The new look Wizards, Kalen Jack, the rookie, has been great so far for them. Theo Wheeler, Leo Malik, also both great. Elijah Williams has been phenomenal in Memphis. As you can see, that team is doing really well. Tyler Smith, who is shown as a rookie, but he's obviously not, so we'll have to change his year's pro as well. Alex Lowry for the Deceivers, also doing very well. I'll go through the top 30 here. Pluto Hawkins, Zyquan Johnson, TJ Lee, big shout out Caleb Gaskins from the Louisville Badgers, AJ Hogg, Caden Bradstreet, Zane Parker, Alex Costanza, Trevon Braziel, and Vlado Turaman. Great top 30 there, man. These rookies have been so strong so far. Cannot wait to see how you guys as players all develop. So now looking at this team, man, having the new guys on the squad, I wanted to see what our stats look like. And as you can see, man, we got our two top dogs right now, Hardy and Holland at the top here, but Stephon Castle slotting in beautifully into this lineup. I mean, when you look at the numbers just all the way across the board, he's so good. Two-way walking bucket is the archetype. And with the chemistry boost, he's an 87 overall. Bro, I got to be honest with you. With looking at this team right now, if Ace Bailey becomes the two-way god that I hope he will, I honestly believe we will be very, very hard to beat. And now having that presence in the backcourt is so huge. I even did a little bit of a practice scrimmage with the team, like offense, defense scrimmage type deal. It's night and day having this guy able to guard other guards. It's phenomenal, and he can do it. Denny Avdia, Caleb Gaskins, rounding out a core of guys that are we just have a phenomenal group of big forwards down there, young forwards down there. Luka Garza, who played a couple of games because of injury. The GOAT. But like I was saying, Marcus Smart is here as well. He's injured right now, but he's here. And I do feel as though that with the way that this team is constructed, we are going to have that switchability with the backcourt, and we're going to have the rim protection down low. We had redundancy before with Jaren Jackson and Wayne Carmichael, and that was the reason why I didn't mind them asking for Trey J. As much as I wanted Trey J to be here, I want them all to be here, you know what I mean? But this works out for us in the long run in a huge way. I hope you guys like our first big blockbuster trade that we make, and I hope that it pans out for us, because right now, looking at this team top to bottom, it looks good. It looks very good. I love this. I love this squad. This team, bro. And now here's one other thing we got to do. We got to do this, okay? I don't know how you guys are going to feel about it, but in the contract extensions, there's one guy eligible, and it's Hardy. He will resign, and the fact that he's willing to resign for this type of money, it makes me feel like we got to get this done now. If we were to wait till the offseason, I feel like this jumps to $50 million a year. Right now, 38, 41, and 44 is an absolute steal for Jaden Hardy, who has been arguably one of the best guards in the entire NBA. So I am going to go ahead and offer this extension to Hardy. Welcome back, baby. He's 5 years. 5 years, and you know what? Honestly, I could not be more happy. 5 years, $186 million to me. That sounds like a lot of money, but it's not for a guy like Jaden Hardy. But anyway, my boys, I'm going to split this into 2 episodes. What we're going to do is we're going to end this episode here just for the sake of time, and then we're going to jump into the next episode, which is going to be this December 25th matchup against the 76ers. I'm going to start doing it this way. That way I can show you guys more of the gameplay. I feel like when I cut the gameplay up a lot, it kind of takes away from the game. And, streaming these games recently and seeing how much you guys have been liking that has shown me that I think that, more gameplay is better. That's what I'm hoping to do. So 2 videos in a stream every single week. And, that's how I'm hoping to run it. And maybe even 3 videos in a stream, depending on, how the week goes. And again, if you're not subscribed, my boys, join us, man. Join us, because it's, I like to think that the series is getting really, really interesting now, considering that we are true contenders. We are now 2nd year in a row where we have been contenders through the first month of the season, and that gives me a lot of hope. It gives me a lot of hope. But if you had a good time in this one, my boy, consider leaving a like. We will be back very soon with this Sixers game, and then, of course, Saturday Night Live, Codename Saturday Night Live, May 18th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We start, and it'll be the Charlotte Hornets versus the Louisville Badgers here on December 31st. The very, very scary Charlotte Hornets, and we will be heading to the Hive for that game. Going to be crazy, my boys, and it's going to be live. So hope to see you guys there. But before then, I will catch you boys in that Sixers game.